What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Christmas Hero. I know I said I wasn't gonna do a deck profile, but a lot of people are asking for it, so I said, you know what, I might as well deliver, because yeah, why not? And I feel like Snake Eyes might still be around for a little bit, and it kind of follows the whole time capsule formula that I'm doing for my YouTube anyway. So I'm gonna just jump right in, and this gives me practice for cutting down on my video length. So I'm hoping to finish this video within 10 to 15 minutes. So, because yeah, I don't want to keep just doing super long videos unless I have to. So here we go. We're gonna jump right in, and I already told you guys how I did at the regional. So on the community post. So here we go. We got the Destiny package, and yes, I still played the Dark Angel. This actually helped a lot for the game threes to where, you know, they're signing in evenly in lightning storms, and just being able to protect against those cards is just as valuable as being able to stop your opponent's spells. Like, my philosophy has always been just don't put all your eggs in the Dark Angel basket. But the one thing you can count on them for doing is being able to protect you from those cards, because they're going to be committed to a card no matter what and not have an opening board state. And also, if you go this plus Dark Law, which is pretty easy in the deck, even through hand traps, it basically makes it to where they can't just Diabell Star away. So they have to go Link Kuriboh. They have to go Anima. They have to go all those things. And at that point, they still can't evenly. So, which is actually what I ended up losing to against Chimera, because I opened Mass Change, Miracle Fusion, Increase, and Daruma Cannon. And that hand is actually pretty good against a lot of the decks. It's just, you know, of course, it loses to the board breaks. But if I would have been able to go Dark Angel somehow, like, I get protected from those cards. Because, yeah, I ended up getting evenly impermed. And that's exactly what you're scared of in this deck. You don't want to get evenly, go Dark Law, and then you don't want to get impermed on your Dark Law. Like, so, but like I said, that's my fault, because even though I can't control that part, I can control having to play against the that guy, because I shouldn't have lost my round 4. So I probably wouldn't have been in that scenario against a different opponent. Who knows? But all right, here we go. We got the E-Hero package. Yeah, Dark Angel's good. He does his job even when he gets linked off. So I don't like just offering extra protection. So I'm a fan. We got 3 Stratos, and of course we got the Crosskeeper, Shadow Mist, Liquid, and Neos. I don't think I have to explain this ratio too much. This is a pretty common ratio. The only non-common thing is Crosskeeper, but if you've been watching my videos, you know why I like them. If we're gonna combo, we're gonna combo hard, right? And then of course the Vision package, 3 Ferris, 2 Vion, and hey guys, look, we did 1 increase plus another increase. Gotcha, guys. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing 1. I just wanted to make it seem like I was doing 1 increase. I'm not doing that. Okay, next up. Yes, we did the Rivalry. Yes, we did the Gozen. I was iffy on the Gozen because of the whole fire thing. Rivalry is amazing, though. But you know, since I am maining Dark Angels, this facilitates it more. And then there were a lot of inboards that were ending on multiple elements, even in fire, especially when they'd go the whole Z Lances route, or even if they'd open an Omni Negate. Like, not all of those are fire, guys. So I was like, you know what, this is still pretty good. So we played that. We played 3 Fusion Destiny, and of course the channel where a true hero lives, we gotta play that hero lives. 1 card starters, gotta love them. Gotta love them. Then we play the Rhoda and Foolish 1.5 card starters, Poly, Miracle Fusion, and then of course I'm gonna show you my favorite hero. We got the favorite contact package. This package just adds too much to your going first. And then yeah, this is my favorite trap still, Daruma Cannon. I was gonna play Black Oak last. I was thinking about testing it. The truth is though, this card's just a lot stronger when it resolves, and I want cards that when it resolves, it's really strong, and then it has applicability going first and second, whereas Black Goat last has more applicability with Droplet, which is really cool too. But that might be a card I try later on, but I really like this card. It serves its function well. We did main the 1 Imperm, because I was basically looking for a card to basically get rid of the Omni Negates if they did do it. And this did it well. And then once you see my side, you'll kind of understand more about the Imperm, why it's just the 1 lone Imperm. And I also wanted to respect Flu and Despia, right? Because I think those were in the top 5 decks for sure. So, because Flu being a shifter deck, and Despia because Branded Fusion goes really well into the Fireboard. So I was just like, yeah, let's respect these decks. I was playing 2 thrust, 1 talent. I did try 2 talent because this card is like insane. But the one time I did, I ended up bricking on it, and I knew it was it because it wasn't the QCR one. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just keep this ratio. Worst case scenario, I can just search the talent, and this card being able to search Fusion Destiny is like going second. This card is just crazy because it's like, you know, you're gonna have hand traps, so it's even live going first since I play the Durumit cannon. And then going second, just having access to pretty much all your power spells is just insane. So yeah, I'm a fan of this ratio now, and we're gonna keep playing it as long as like hand traps are super heavy. Because my whole argument for one before was hand traps wasn't as crazy, but now they are. So I like 2. We played 3 droplet. I did realize our deck is one of the strongest users of droplet because we can actually like follow it with crazy amounts of damage after, and then we have a lot of power spells to do it, right? So I like, that's what I like. A lot of times, like during testing, it would come up to where I just droplet the field, and then all I have to worry about is hand traps. Being able to simplify the game state like that makes it a lot easier than having to play through a board and hand traps. And then we have a lot of power spells to piggyback off of it to basically make this card free. So this card's good in our deck. So I played it at 3. 2 mass change. I don't think I have to explain it there. I really wanted to play 3 to dodge hand traps, but you're going to see my spicy tech pretty soon. That made me not worried about hand traps as much. And unless it's Snake Eyes Fire King, this card's not as strong. Even regular Snake Eyes is not as strong going second. So, but Snake Eyes Fire King is amazing going second. So yeah, it's just, you know, knowing your deck. Called by the Grave. As you guys know, I usually don't play this in the main, but this is like a mini floodgate, this format, because if you're hitting a Oak or Ash, it ends their turn. And on top of that, if you're going second and drawing into a 6, stopping Link Haribo or Promethean Princess is pretty huge, or even Flamberge Dragon, the recursion draw 2, because it also means on their follow-up turn, they won't be able to use those effects. So I was a huge fan of this card, and of course being able to stop hand traps. Book of Eclipse. A lot of people think this card wasn't good this format. The truth is, during testing, it's actually really amazing because this punishes the IP plays. If they don't set up Ambu well and they're just trying to IP you being able to flip everything face down stops them from IPing. And then also, this helps get rid of an Omnigate. And also, I wasn't a fan of it last format because you needed to out Arise Heart, and Arise Heart didn't have as many outs as opposed to just an Omni Negate, because you can force an Omni Negate to stop Fusion Destiny, right? But Arise Heart wouldn't care because Arise Heart would banish everything, and you don't want a Fusion Destiny if you don't have to into Arise Heart. But you don't mind if this gets ashed, because if this gets ashed, you weren't it was really hard to go through an Omni Negate board anyway. So now it's really good to get rid of a Ash Blossom. So this is where I actually argue, if you have this and they ash it, it's not as bad as last format. So I really like this card, and being able to flip everything face down is like amazing. So there's that, like, this card. And then it's also good going first because you're dodging hand traps. The time I bricked with the talents, I was running through this and I bricked with one of these, so I cut it down to 2 instead of 3 because I did in my opponent's turn. However, they ended up drawing hand traps for my follow-up, so I was just like, yeah, I think 2 is the perfect number because you don't want to draw this card too much, you know. Now here's the side deck. This is where, like, I mixed it up a little bit. I actually did run hand traps. I wanted to respect Labyrinth. And the time I lost the lab, I drew 2 of these, 1 increase, and I was drawing Rhoda as my 6th card. But I was actually winning with that hand, because if I would have just stopped his furniture from reviving, he wouldn't have been able to do the trap because he pitched transaction rollback. The minute I saw transaction rollback, it should have, if I would have had more matchup experience, because admittedly I didn't play against it. Nobody was playing it at locals and stuff because it loses to fire. And he even said when he won, he was like, yeah, I'm just hoping to dodge fire. It was round 4. He hasn't played against any fire. He was like, I just hope I dodge fire. It's a terrible matchup. So I'm just like, you know what it is at that point. But if I would have had more knowledge about transaction rollback and like the intricacies, and it's not even like, or if I would have just sat and thought about it more, I wouldn't have did the standard play of just waiting for the trap, right? And stopping the trap, which is what I did. And then he extended with transaction rollback. And then I realized I couldn't ash it. I would have stopped the furniture and did the mathematical play and being like, okay, well, now you have to open a 3rd furniture in Ariane, which is like super low probability odds, especially after discarding your hand. And later he did reveal he had the Joel because he Joeled on the Rhoda. And then he had nib too, which he showed me at the end of the game. So it's like, yeah, I should have definitely stopped the furniture there. But it's okay. You know, we live and we learn. And these hand traps are actually also really good against Despia. So it's like, I wanted to respect that. So there's those. So we did play hand traps. So keep in mind, that's 7 hand traps I've shown so far. That number is really important. I'll tell you why later. We got the deck locked down. I don't think I really have to explain this card, especially if you're going first with it. Really good. Mass change, really good going first. Dodging, being able to dodge a hand trap. This is why I always side the 1, right? Because I know it's always really good going first, and those Dark Law is not that guy. But even in cash format, I sided the second one because I knew it was good against everything that's not cash. Being able to dodge a hand trap and then continue your combo with a Dark Law on the field is really, really strong, and I'm not going to give that up. So that's why people that that's weird you're siding the 1. No, this card's amazing, so we're going to keep respecting the law. We played 3 during testing. I was only playing 2, but then I read an article by Zachariah Butler who basically explained this card, and he was like, I hate this card because people always tend to just throw it in brainlessly, but actually right now it's pretty good because if you're able to resolve this against Snake Eye and you know what to hit on the following turn, it makes it to where their resources aren't as abundant as you think, and they lose a lot from it. And I'm like, you know what, that's actually pretty true. So, and that's the whole reason I played the next card in my side deck instead of main, the double imperm, because if you're able to force out an Omni Gate and resolve this, or resolve any of my other power spells like this, or the tactics thrust and all that stuff, you usually just win the game. So that's how I was approaching Snake Eyes. That's why I didn't lose to Snake Eyes. Like I beat the 2 Snake Eye players I played going second, and I'm usually beating them on Master Duel. In testing at locals, I only lost to 1 out of like a bunch because I played a lot this month, and it's just like this card's just really good. It's like, or this card's really good. So I ended up upping it to 3, especially because there's a lot of rogue matchups too, just because people were getting tired of fire, right? So you gotta be able to assess how the format's going. And this card, even though usually it's a main deck or bust card, I really liked it in the side for my deck specifically because I was playing Eclipse. Because I didn't want to cut down on Eclipse numbers, and I didn't want to cut down on any of my other power cards. So that's why the 1's in there. And then I wanted to respect Despia and Flu. So by citing this, and I also know this card sucks against Voiceless Voice, right? And it's also, Imperm is not that great into a good fire player if you're trying to hand trap them to death, because they know they can dodge with Link Karibo and stuff. So it's like, it's just little things like that, little interactions you need to know. And I only learned those interactions, and I was just like, yeah, this card is good siding into because it covers a lot. And I'm just definitely going to play it. And it makes it, now I've shown you 9 hand traps, it makes it 9 hand traps in a 45 card deck. So where if I'm drawing a card, it makes it around a 20% chance depending on if I draw a hand. And then of course it gets higher or lower depending on if I draw a hand trap. So it's like, I really like that number if we're going to run hand traps and board breakers. So that's what I did. Now we got the extra deck. I don't think I need to explain much. We got the E-Hero package, you know. And then we also have the Masked Hero package. You got to obey the law. So I ran 2 still. Mr. DPE himself. And then, of course, we run Trinity. And this came up to where I literally drop littered the board and then Fusion Destiny and no TK'd. Especially in Link formats, Trinity is just strong. So it's like, it's a lot easier to pull them off. He's not memes. Just being able to have a 1-card combo into him is crazy, especially with the draw 2 following it up. So yeah, I really like Trinity. Infernal Devicer, Wonder Driver, we got the Link package, and of course we have the things to respect the shifter decks. Baguska, we know we lose the shifter. This beats every mainstream shifter deck. It beats Flu, it beats Ubel, it beats Flu, Ubel, and Cash. It's just like, if I know I lose the shifter, I'm always going to respect it, you know? Because I don't want to go to a big tournament and my excuse for losing is, oh, I lost a shifter. It's like, no, I want to, if I do lose the shifter, I want to know I did everything in my power to not lose to it, and playing cards like the Ruma Cannon and this help with that. So it's just like, yeah, we're going to respect it. And all right, guys, that's my deck profile. This is Christmas Hero. And stay tuned because my next video is basically going to be me doing a Nibiru counterplay video, and I hope you guys like it. All right, Christmas Hero out.